Hey, what's going on, guys? It's B. Avery here for another episode of Just My Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the box office results for Avengers Endgame on this opening weekend, and also what it did bring in internationally as well for this decimation of the records and this global box office run. But before we get into all that, just real quick, go ahead and click that subscribe button, become one of my subscribers. Also click the bell so you can be notified for future videos. And also, if you are a subscriber, please stay to the end of the video because I have a question for you. So Avengers Endgame is out. We are in the end game now. We are going over these box office numbers. You know that today is Sunday, so we're going to be doing the estimated numbers tomorrow. On Monday, we're going to have to actually have the actual numbers. So I'm not going to get into the full weekend of the box office, all top 5, top 10. I'm just going to be focusing on Avengers Endgame and Captain Marvel in this video here because it's one of the estimates and it's the hot topic right now. But Avengers Endgame has blown away the record that was previously held by its predecessor, Avengers Infinity War, that had the record of $257 million domestically opening weekend. It blew that away. It decimated, it destroyed it, Hulk smashed it. Avengers Endgame is coming in at an estimated $350 million for its domestic total on this opening weekend, guys. That is just freaking insane. That is amazing. And I just want to say congratulations to Marvel and everybody at Disney that was involved in this film because it is well deserved. This is insane because when Infinity War broke the record last year, 257, previously held by Star Wars The Force Awakens at like 247 or 249, everybody was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And then since, ticket sales went on sale April the 2nd of this year, and it was like 5 times pre-sales more than an Infinity War, it was a strong indication that the record was going to be broke again. I was confident in saying that it was going to be over 300 million, but I had no idea that it was going to reach 350 million. Now, when we get the actual numbers tomorrow, it could go down. It could go down to 345. It could go down to 348, 349. That's still fine. It could go up because with these estimated numbers, the studios and everybody involved are usually 98 and 90% accurate. So I just like to roll with it. But $350 million opening weekend? What? I mean, my goodness gracious, like I yesterday I was joking on my Friday number, just kind of saying it's gonna make 375, but I was very confident it was gonna make 300 million. And me holding back a little bit, I was like, okay, maybe 315, 320. But when the Thursday numbers came in and the Friday numbers came in, I was like, wait a minute, this could be 345, 350, just like Deadline reported. And so, we are at $350 million. That is $93 million more than the previous record holder. That's just insane. So this just goes to show that people do not care how long a movie is as long as it's good. Okay, Titanic, people showed up for that 3-hour movie. Avatar 2:45, 2 hours 45 minutes. That was long. It made money. This is 3 hours and 2 minutes. It made money. So, just some of these executives still probably not gonna know what they're doing. Like, okay, we want to make a movie and we're gonna make it 3 hours. No, you don't do that. You don't go into the writing phase. You know what I'm trying to say. You don't go into pre-production, saying let's make a 3-hour movie. You just say, hey, let's make the best movie possible. Let's try to tell the best story possible. And if it happens at 3 hours, then yeah. But let's get back to the numbers. I'm geeking out too much. Now, internationally, the film brought in $859 million. Not only did it make $350 million domestically here in the United States, in China, the second biggest box office globally, it made $330 million, 330,500,000. So 350 million here in the United States, 330 million in China. So that's pretty damn good as well. Now, also you're going to be seeing headlines talking about $1.2 billion is opening weekend, first 5 days globally, yada yada yada. Now that record is meaningless to me, because the only reason now Avengers Infinity War was able to hit that number on its opening weekend because it opened day and date. It opened around the world all at the same time, all in the same weekend. Infinity War had the same thing, but the reason why I'm not impressed, I mean, it's still nice to know, but I'm just not impressed by that because all films do not open worldwide at the same time. Some films may only open in 60 territories their whole theatrical run. Some may open 80. It just depends on that country, that territory. And some films, they may open 20 territories in this first weekend, and then the next weekend 5 more, and then the next weekend 7, and it's just so different. So unless all films that are released around the world always open day and date, which never happens, that's the only way you can really compare this. Now, even if that was the case, Avengers Endgame still would have won. But you really just cannot compare this to anything else. Now, when we look at Avengers versus Star Wars and other big properties that it has opened around the world, of course, Avengers Endgame is coming in at number 1. Avengers Infinity War is number 2. Star Wars The Force Awakens is number 3. This is opening weekend records. Star Wars The Last Jedi is number 4. Jurassic Park is number 5. Marvel's, you're looking at it right now. This is the opening weekend record. So of course, Avengers Endgame has that. But if you want to look at the daily numbers for like Avengers and other big openers, we're doing Avengers vs. Star Wars. So all 3 Avengers films, excluding Age of Ultron, and then the Star Wars The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. So Friday, which does include the Thursday box office as well, so Thursday and Friday together, of course, Avengers Endgame is won that at 156 million. The previous record holder was Star Wars The Force Awakens at 119. Saturday, it won that at 109 million. The previous record holder was Infinity War at 82 million, blew that away. And then Sunday, today, the estimates, of course, Avengers Endgame won again at 84.3 million. The previous record holder was again Avengers Infinity War at $69 million. So it kicked butt as far as that is concerned as well. And so, like I just said, repeating myself, it won Thursday, it won Friday, it won Saturday, it won Sunday. It also has the highest wide opening at 4,600 theaters, 4,662 theaters. The previous record holder for that was Despicable Me 3 with 4,529. This thing, I can just go down the list. You're looking at it right now. This thing is breaking all types of records, and this is ridiculous. I'm just going to go ahead and say I think the film will make $3 billion worldwide during its total theatrical run. It made 300 million, more than that. It's opening weekend. That's what we're talking about now. But I also think that Avengers Endgame will be the first film ever to reach $1 billion domestically. The only film that ever came close to that was Star Wars The Force Awakens, which came out December of 2015. And that record is 936 million off the top of my head. Coming in at number 2 is Avatar at 760 million, and Black Panther is number 3 at 700 million. Infinity War is number 4 at 678 million. Now, as far as the word of mouth is concerned, Avengers Endgame has a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. At the time I'm recording this video, there's 387 reviews have been counted. Avengers Infinity War had an 85%. Oh, and Endgame is certified fresh, but it still could receive more scores. Avengers Infinity War ended up being at 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, and its total review count was 427. Star Wars The Force Awakens was a 92, and its total count was 412. And so we're looking at maybe another 40 reviewers, 40 more critics to come through to maybe give their 2 cents about Avengers Endgame. And I just said it to say that kind of helps with sales as well, even though unfortunately majority of the people don't know how Rotten Tomatoes works, because all that 96% means is that 96% of the critics that saw it liked the film. They gave it a positive over a negative. 96% of the people gave it a 6 out of 10 or higher. That's what it means. Also, Avengers Endgame has an A+ cinema score, so that's perfect. The only other MCU films that got a A+ was Black Panther, and there was another one I can't remember, and I should have wrote it down. But that just helps with word of mouth as well. You know, people and just like, hey, what is this Endgame I keep hearing about? Well, honey, is there a Showtime? Look it up real quick. Let's go to see what all the commotion is and all that good stuff. So great RT score for positive word of mouth. Great cinema score for positive word of mouth. Now let's look at it this way. Let's say, for instance, Avengers Endgame has a 70% drop next weekend. That doesn't matter, because it just smashed the record, like it and freaking annihilated, okay? So it's just gonna be those people that are miserable, that just want stuff to fail. It's gonna have a 70% drop. Even if it does, it doesn't matter. That's gonna be $245 million that it loses. And so next weekend it'll make $105 million. So if you add 350 to 105, what is that? If you add 105 to 350, that's $455 million next weekend that is going to, at the end of its theatrical run. That is still more money than Avengers Infinity War in its second weekend. And guess what? I didn't even include the weekend. I did not even include the weekdays. So let's just say it just stopped right now. It doesn't play on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this coming week. You know, and it still has a 70% drop. That's $105 million plus $350 million. That's $455 million. Okay, and Avengers Infinity War had $453 million at the end of its domestic total on this second weekend. Mind you, I'm not even considering what it's going to make during the week. So I don't even think it's going to make it. Even if it makes a 70% drop, it's still making a hell of a ton of money, and that's fine. It ain't no failure by far. But I don't even think that. I think it's going to have like a 50-60% drop. I mean, hell, Avengers Endgame could possibly make $2 billion globally by the end of next week. I mean, it's only $800 million away. I mean, this is effing insane. I mean, my goodness gracious. I mean, we'll see. I was finna say something like, could it make $4 billion? Well, let's hold on to our horses now. We can probably know that around week 3, week 4, when we start getting legs and stuff like that. But 2.5 billion, 3 billion worldwide. I'm very confident that it's going to make that easily. Well, I don't want to say easily, but I'm very confident that it will make that. But guys, yeah, man, this is insane. This is insane. 350 million domestically, 1.2 billion worldwide. This is amazing, and I just have to. Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about Captain Marvel yet. Captain Marvel is number 2. It brought in, how much did this bring in? In its 8th week of release, it brought in another $8 million. So right now it is at $1.1 billion worldwide. That's insane. It's over $413 million domestically. I knew that it would get a boost. Pretty much everybody knew that. I'm not speaking magic here. It lost 218 theaters and only dropped 11% from last week. And so, you know, that's doing gangbusters right there. As far as the top films of 2019 so far domestically, that goes to Captain Marvel at number 1, 413. Avengers Endgame is at 350. I'm going to cover all the other movies tomorrow, guys. And right now, the worldwide total for 2019 is Avengers Endgame at 1.2 billion, and Captain Marvel is coming in at 1.1 billion. And also, if you just want to look at, I'm gonna cover that tomorrow. But guys, this is freaking insane. $350 million domestically. That's just crazy. Now, my questions for all the subscribers out there: were you right or were you wrong? Did you think it was gonna make this much, or is this a complete surprise to you? Also, down in the comment section below, I want you to comment if you were surprised or not. Also, comment what you think Avengers Endgame will make domestically at the end of its theatrical run, and what do you think it will make globally back in this theatrical run. And you know, it'll just be kind of fun to talk about that and go over all the numbers. But guys, that is just my opinion. What did you think about all this Avengers Endgame and Captain Marvel box office bonanza? Again, is it a surprise to you, or did you know it? Did I turn you on? Did I turn you off? Do you agree with me or do you disagree? Let me know down in that comment section below. Let's get this conversation going and keep it flowing. If you like this video, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. If you don't, that's fine, but you can still subscribe to my channel. You can also look me up on social media: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all that good stuff. It's right there at the bottom of your screen, and I made it very easy by providing links to all that down in the description box below. But guys, I just want to thank you again for tuning in to my opinion/review/reaction for these box office numbers for Avengers Endgame. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.